Pionex saw that I have a thing for investing, so they reached out, and after doing a bit of digging into their platform, I decided to put $5,000 of my own money into their cryptocurrency trading bots. Hear me out. I've never used a crypto trading bot before, but after seeing their 16 free inbuilt trading bots, seeing how they have hundreds of thousands of users, and seeing how people have made millions of dollars using these crypto bots, I decided to put my own money to the test, and I wanted to share with you guys the whole experience as a complete beginner in the cryptocurrency trading bot space. So if you guys enjoy this sort of content, well, let me know by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also if you do want to check out Pionex, I have a referral code in the description down below. So make sure to check that out as well. Just use my code in the description below. Anyways, let's start off with the basics, and at the end, we'll show you the profits. We'll show you the whole steps. The basic thing that you need to do first is obviously sign up for Pionex. Very simple, very easy to do. And once you sign up, you are then brought to a dashboard. The next step after signing up is you either have to deposit USDT, BTC, whatever crypto you want, which is pretty simple. I deposited USDT, as you can see right here, $5,000. You just click what coin you want, whether that's BTC, USDT, whatever you want. You pick what chain you want, ERC20, TRC20, whatever you want, and you just simply deposit the money in. I deposited $5,000 on November 2nd, 2021, so about a month and a half ago. The key thing to remember here is that while I deposited this money, Bitcoin's price was significantly higher than it is currently. Bitcoin's price was right around $62,000 to $65,000 per coin when I deposited this money. So I deposited $5,000 and started using these trading bots immediately when Bitcoin's price and the entire crypto market was about 30% higher than it currently is. So this is a very interesting experiment to see that I actually did pretty well considering the overall market fell substantially. And I'll show you some of the results and some of the bots I use, but this is something that is important to remember, that when I put the money in, Bitcoin was over $60,000 per coin when I started off this challenge. Okay, so $5,000, I deposited it into the account, and then now what you need to do is you need to actually figure out which bots you're going to use. So what we can see is that I had a couple of different trading bots. Some were very profitable, others were not, but again, the market has not done so well. So let's look at the first one I did. So first is going to be a grid trading bot. When we look at the grid trading bots, I had a couple different ones. Personally, I'm very bullish on Polygon Matic, which is why I put $1,000 out of my $5,000 into Polygon, and you can see it's up about 24%. The thing about grid trading bots is that grid trading bot is the most popular option on Pionex. When you go about using it, it's very simple to use, and the way it works is it profits from the ups and downs of the market. You simply just set some parameters, a price range for the bot, adjust how many grids you want, and as long as the price stays within your initial range, well, the bot will automatically sell a position when the price goes up a bit, buy when the price goes down a bit. It just buys and sells the dips in your range. So for Polygon, what I had was the lower price limit of $1.51 per coin and the higher price range of $2.43 per coin. Probably going to move this up just a bit because Polygon's price has been doing so well as of recently, but that was the lower limit price and the highest price in my range. When I started this, it was right around $1.91. As we could see, Polygon's price has been fluctuating quite a bit as of recently. Another one that I did was with Cardano, because Cardano is a coin that I'm also very, very bullish on, but over the last couple of weeks, Cardano's price has done very poorly, but this has been a good way for me to limit the downside with them. The parameters I set for Cardano, even though it ended up being down 30%, when we look at that relative to Cardano's price, when we started this, Cardano was well above $2 per coin. So considering that and where Cardano's price is now, we've actually not had as significant of a loss as if we invested in Cardano just straight up. If you invested in Cardano when it was, let's say, $2.10 per coin, now it's about 50% less than that, 40% less than that. We did a little bit better than that. But for Cardano, what I had for the lower limits were $1 per coin for the lower limit, $4 per coin for the higher limit, and the grids I had were 100. So those are the settings I used for that. And you can see I had a couple of other ones as well, which we'll get into in a little bit. The second bot that I used was actually called the Spot Futures Arbitrage Bot. And for the Spot Futures Arbitrage Bot, you can see it did fairly well, only up about 1 to 2%, but this was for Cardano, and Cardano was down 32%. to 45% from when I first did this video. Cardano is down 40%, yet my spot futures arbitrage Cardano bot was up 1%. So that is how I like to treat these trading bots. Are they going to outperform if I just simply held Cardano straight up? And the answer was a definite yes, because while Cardano's price was down 30 to 50%, we're seeing that this right here was actually it profited a little bit. So spot futures arbitrage bot, what is this? Well, Pinex's approach to arbitrage is quite different from the other platforms out there, and what it does is it makes profits by using funding rate from the spot market and perpetual futures market. In crypto trading, the interesting thing is that since perpetual future contracts never settle in the traditional sense, exchanges need a mechanism to ensure that future prices and index prices converge on a regular basis. Basically, this is just known as the funding rate. Most investors in crypto like to hold long positions rather than short positions, which means that like with these long positions, you need to pay funding rates to those who have a short position. But the key thing, like the easiest thing to think about with this spot futures arbitrage bot, is that it's more just like passive income. It's lower risk, not going to generate those high returns, but it's much lower risk. And this is proven by the returns of this investment, because you could see even when Cardano's price was down significantly, almost cut in half, we still saw this arbitrage bot profit 1%. So if that's the case, well, this is a very useful tool that I'm going to continue to pour more money into, especially as we see all these, different market cycles. When we see the market going up, this is always going to profit. When you see the market going down, this still did profit. So this was very important. One of my favorite bots, this is the third bot I used, was called the Rebalancing Bot. And this is by far my favorite one out there. It's up about 3%. But again, the market has not done that well over the last couple of weeks. But what we're seeing is that this was one of my favorites, because I personally like to be diversified, have a bunch of different coins that I pick. And when I look at the coins in this bot, is I picked 5 of my favorite coins. I picked Algorand, Avalanche, Solana, Sandbox, and Polkadot. Those are the 5 that I picked. Those are the ones I'm the most optimistic. Like, some of the coins I'm very optimistic on, and I put $1,000 into this bot. The interesting thing here is that it's one of the best ways to invest if you're optimistic on multiple coins, because the way it works is it just rebalances the tokens based on the conditions you originally set. So let's see, what were the original conditions I set? So the original parameters for this were, I wanted to make sure it was evenly split between Algorand, Avalanche, Solana, Polkadot, and Sandbox, meaning that if one of them profited significantly, I didn't want to have too much of any one coin in the position. In that little portfolio, I wanted to make sure there was an even amount of Algorand, Avalanche, Solana, Sandbox, and Polkadot. So even if Sandbox, which did extremely well for when we first made this, Sandbox was only at like $2 per coin when we first made this, even when Sandbox's price more than doubled, I wanted to make sure that that portfolio remained balanced, 20% for each of them. Yeah, 20% for each of the 5 coins. So that was very cool. In my opinion, did pretty well, up 3% when the market was still basically down. And then the last bot that I used was called the BTC Moon and ETH Moon bot. And what we could see is that those were also like their form of grid trading bots. And you could see them right here, METH and MBTC. Those are these two in the middle, which are on the screen at the beginning. And essentially what they are is they were originally designed by Pinex. And the interesting thing about them is that they've generated 21 times profit for many of the users on Pinex. Mine did not do as well, like I said, because Bitcoin's price was over $60,000 per coin when we first started this. But the key thing to remember here is that even when Ethereum and Bitcoin's price were significantly higher when we first started, this limited my losses. Yes, it's down 8%. This one's down 18%, but relative to what it would have been if I just invested in Bitcoin straight up, this performed a lot better. So ultimately, what I wanted to show you guys is with this bot, even though, let's talk about this bot. So with Pinex, what my ending balance was, right as we're speaking, is $4,840 per coin. So this is down just about 2.58%. And if you look at today's profit, that's just basically what it was down today. And the key thing here is that even though Bitcoin's price and the overall crypto market dropped 20, 30%. Some of these coins like Cardano dropped 40%. The key thing here is that even when the market was down significantly, I was still able to limit my losses with this bot, only down like 2.5%. So in my opinion, this crypto trading bot was a major success because it limited my downside. I really could have lost a lot more money if I just invested in these coins straight up, but using their different bots, I was able to limit my downside, and I actually had a pretty good experience with them. So that's the bots I used, the profits, the losses. Best performing one was by far that Polygon Matic, but that's because the coin did well, the rest of the market wasn't. So anyways, that's what I did. Let me know your thoughts on cryptocurrency trading bots, but I think it's definitely worth a shot because it actually helps save a lot of money for me. So let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.